Hey, what's up, my little TisaTells? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, welcome to. Hey guys, okay, let's get into this. Welcome to season 5, episode 6 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, or as I like to say, Kim, you ain't no good, and Khloe, you ain't no better. Y'all, Khloe is such a snake. I have said it once and again, and I will say it. We're gonna get into this episode, but let me just say, Khloe, you're not slick. She is instigating between Khloe and Kim. Y'all, let's just get into this mess. Let go. Hit that. Is it too early to actually hit the like button? Okay, fine. Let me start the review and then you can let me know if you think you should hit the like button. Let's go. Okay, so where we pick up is from the drama of last episode. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch. But Courtney is mad because she said Kim is copying her wedding. Kim is like, oh my gosh, she's so jealous. I have the Dolce collab. Now, here's what I make out from this. Kim ain't ish, neither is Chris, because they helped Dolce and Gabbana screw over Courtney. Kim may know it or she may not, because she's faking to be a creative director, so you can tell she doesn't know anything about what happened. These looks, Dolce and Gabbana said, we have 90 looks already, and looks are from everything from hair, makeup, jewelry, shoes, rings, clothes, everything. You might not know what goes on in fashion shows. That's okay. I didn't know either until I actually had to study, and people from the fashion industry put me down. It's a lot of work. Everything else, it's not just what looks good. It's not just what looks good on the model. It's what can be sold and will look good on the average person. And then after that, let's look at marketability. Let's look at the cost it takes to produce this. It's a lot of stuff. These 90 looks that Dolce & Gabbana told Kim to look through for her to pick 35, and Kim couldn't even pick the 35 out. She was struggling. Courtney picked out those 90 looks. They went into the archives in Italy. These archives are massive warehouses. They pulled that. It's a lot of work. People get paid big bucks to do this. Courtney did it for free. She did it because her wedding was supposed to be the launch for her Dolce & Gabbana collaboration. Dolce & Gabbana being the snakes, and if you guys don't know, they also don't think IVF children are real children. Let that sink in, and Kim's doing a collab with them. Again, Kim doesn't see color. The only color Kim sees is green. She's like, race, IVF, what is that? As long as you pay me, baby, I don't care. The only color Kim sees is green. But anyway, Dolce & Gabbana decided to be snakes. They reached out and they said, yo, maybe Kim will do it, because Kim has a bigger social media following. She'll get more eyes out of this, that, and the third. They went behind Courtney's back and reached out to Kim, basically saying, yo, will you help me stab your sister in the back? And you know what Kim said? So absolutely, let's do it. Let's do it. So even though Kim is like, oh my God, she's so mad. And then what Khloe say? It's just pure jealousy. Like, ignore it. Ignore it. You guys help people screw me over in a business deal, and you did it during my wedding. And then you hid it from me. So that's the precursor. That's Courtney's argument, and I believe her. But anyway, let's get back into this. Anyway, we go to the Calabasas DMV, and Kim is living out every 14-year-old's dream. She brings a whole glam squad to the DMV. She paid them to stay open later, right? Rich people live in another world. She paid them to stay open late, and she bought her glam. Ariel for makeup, the Chris for her hair. And I will say one thing, that dehydrated Momo wig looks a fool, but also the fact that Kim pays so much money and puts so much effort into looking so basic. Girl, you look like somebody at home that just put an extra hour into their hair and makeup, okay? Anyway, they make a big deal about getting the shot. Again, the fact that Kim puts so much effort into looking beautiful, girl, I guess, but you're 42. Shouldn't you be out there saving the world? Like, at this point, shouldn't it just be effortless? But it's just like, anyway, she makes a whole thing that she wants the whole world. Kim, according to you, you have so much money, you never have to work again. So what's the big deal? The big deal is on the way out. And because they're as much as Kim wants to say Courtney doesn't have any friends, they're kissing Kim's butt. Oh my God, wow, so effortless, so beautiful. Wow, shut up. That's how Kim looks all the time, except for the fact of, I guess Kim can't have any Photoshop or editing, so that's why she needed them there. I don't know. Oh, spoiler alert. Did you guys know that all the Kardashian episodes, the video you see, the actual episode, they put a lot of money into post-production and putting like living filters on their face so they look like that? Yeah. So the Kim you see on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, that Kim doesn't exist. That's not really how she looks like. Yeah, I know. Wild. Anyway, Kim leaves by making an oddly snide comment where she was like, we should have trusted our instincts. The first is the worst. The second is usually best. And then she's like, that's why I'm the second child. Yo, Kim, whatever this competition you have with Courtney, let it go. It's embarrassing, dude. Anyway, we go over to Courtney's house. She's having a shoot for Lemmy vitamins, right? Has anybody tried them? I really want to get some. I'm overseas right now, and so like I'm not paying for shipping, but you know, maybe I'll send some to my family and tell them to try them. Anyway, right? So Khloe's there. That snake. Khloe's over there because she wants a storyline. She will throw her baby under the bus. She will throw True. She will throw Courtney. She will throw Kim. Anything not to talk about that man, your bestie, you got living in the house with you that made you have a baby that you don't even want. Isn't it funny? This is why Khloe and Tristan are so close. Both of them got babies they don't really want. I'm just saying, shout out to Theo, shout out to Tatum, and they both boys, birds of a feather. But anyway, right? So Khloe is like, why won't you talk to Kim? Literally just instigating, because you know why. Because what Kim did was shady. She's in the green screen. This just has to stop. Like, this is like enough. Like, move on. You are literally so... Khloe always gravitates to the people that treat her the worst. I don't care what y'all say. I remember early Keeping with the Kardashians when Kim thought she was so ugly, she didn't even want Khloe in the same frame as her and was beating on Khloe like she was a punching bag. And now Khloe, but that's who Khloe is. Anyway, right? Courtney said some real stuff. She was like, the competition is just crazy. Kim literally flipped out on me because I had Christmas lights around my door one year that looked similar to hers. And it was a whole big thing. They literally stole my wedding. These looks are from my wedding. So Khloe's like, but why don't you just talk to her? And Courtney's like, but if she wants to talk, why doesn't she just talk to me? I don't think Courtney realizes that Khloe is the ops, right? I just don't think so. But Khloe is the ops. So Courtney's like, but Kim hasn't contacted me either. So Khloe's like, well, that's because Kim doesn't know what to do. No, Kim is sending everybody to go gather Courtney to come talk to her and bow to her feet. So Courtney said some real mess. She was like, I don't understand what the problem is. Everyone in this family has so much. We have more than we ever will need. We are so blessed. And you see a flare of anger in Khloe's face because Khloe doesn't feel that way. See, Khloe, like, yeah, you got this and you got that, but at the end of the day, Khloe doesn't have what she wants. And what she wants is for Tristan to love her, respect her, honor her, and to have more kids with Tristan. Khloe wants Courtney's life. Maybe not Travis and all that, but you want the love and the contentness that Courtney feels and radiates. You want that for yourself. And you're mad that Courtney has it. There was that flare of anger. Again, this is all my opinion, people. But yeah. So then Courtney didn't really you know, you're talking, you feel like vibes are off, but you don't realize why. So she kind of gives like a quizzical look to Khloe, but then keeps on talking, saying, you know, is this pathological need to take? Like, this family is the Wild Wild West. It's all like F everything. What's going to benefit me? We do what we want. We take what we want, even from each other. There's no loyalty, right? So then Simon Hunk is like, but Kim was so apologetic. No, she wasn't. But okay, Simon, I see what you're saying. You're trying to Simon genuinely seems like he's trying to get the girls back. Khloe is just more and more angry. You just want you just want Courtney to go in front of Kim, humble herself so Kim can rip her apart, because you know Khloe and her passive aggressive. Khloe literally, if you guys saw season 2 of Fargo, that's the type of predator Khloe is, where you act like you're so sensitive and feeling and oh my God, I'm so scared, but you are a nightmare. Okay. So anyway, all that happens, and Courtney was like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like depending on Kim's mood, sometimes she's like on some you're my enemy stuff. Sometimes she's open to hear it. I don't know what I'm going to get. So I'm just going to like chill. So then they were like, yo, why don't you make like, you know, white card, you know, cards, do this, do that. And Courtney was like, yeah, maybe I'll make some cards that say stay away because that's what I want. Courtney said for her own survival, she must separate herself from her family. She's like, all our businesses are intertwined. She's actually taking a shot to Kris Jenner. And the funny thing is, Kris Jenner won't acknowledge it, but Kris has been on for the last 3 episodes. So I'm like, I don't know, did I make the wrong choice with my kids? I raised them to be great businesswomen, but like, I don't know. I think that like this big split, she started to see that she's created like little monsters and she doesn't know how to turn it back. And she knows that she's not long for this world. I mean, she's probably going to live like till 100, 120, but she's getting to that age where she's seriously starting to consider, I'm not going to be around forever. And what did I do? Anyway, let's move on. Then we got over to Khloe getting dressed for a Good American shoot, and Tracy Romulus comes, and Steph Chef is on video conference call, and they're talking about Kim's birthday. Can I just say this about the Kardashians, right? I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring, sorry guys, I'm in the middle of eating a fruit salad. It's delicious. I finally found some watermelon with seeds in them. I know, I love the seeds, and it's so hard to find. Okay, who cares, right? Anyway, so they're like, oh my God, like Kim's birthday's coming up, and I get what the Kardashians are trying to do. You're trying to get like that early magic where we see you like planning parties and doing this and doing that, and you're trying to take us back to the heyday. The only thing is, back then the Kardashians were good to watch because even though they lived in Calabasas, Bruce and Kris didn't have that much money. So it was like watching people that had like just regular working parents, you know, some months were better than others, come into money and be able to do some really cool things. So it was like so like delightful, right? Like, oh my God, we get to do this, we get to do that. And there was joy behind it. Nothing is better when you finally get the money you want to do the things you always wanted to do. Now it almost seems like a burden. Like Khloe is complaining and Tracy Romulus that like, oh my God, we have to charter like the private plane, and how are we going to schedule this? And like, oh, and then I told Kim it was a surprise party, but then she started texting me, and now I have to actually plan a real surprise party. First of all, you're not planning it. You have party planners doing that and your assistants. Like, let's be real. But also, where's the joy? You're literally doing a surprise party where you're going to dinner, getting dressed, flying her to Vegas to go on see Usher's show. You know, do we go upstate on stage? No, I don't want to go on stage. Can we just get this over with? I'm stressed out already. There is no joy in all the amazing things that they get to do. And because there's no joy, it's no fun. Like, and because they don't want to show us their real lives, it's just like, what are we doing here? But we're going to go to another scene because you guys, baby, Kris Jenner walks into a scene. We're at Kris' house now, looking like $1 million head to toe. And I could say one thing about Kris Jenner, and this is why we all like watching her. She might have built an evil empire, but baby, she built an empire. Kris knows how to light up a room. She knows how to have fun. She knows how to like, even if we're just vicariously looking to be like, yo, that looks so much fun. Yes, Kris. Yes, live. But Kris also is so much like Courtney. It's odd. They are so much alike. Again, I don't know them personally. I can't. But as far as what they think is important, Kim walks in and she looks like joyless, right? And I get it. Kim's single. She just divorced Kanye. Whatever went on between her and Kanye, she wanted no parts of it. And she decided she was better off single. I'll never fault her for that. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what happened in their marriage. Clearly something did for you to leave the man that basically built you and made you everything you were. For you to leave him, there must have been some ish. My issue is the way she ran to erase his narrative, to erase him. And whatever, I'm not going to get, but Kim, girl, you wanted to leave your husband. You felt like he wasn't doing right by you. That's every woman's right. Good for you. But also she had just gotten out that breakup with Pete. She was so sick to her stomach because she loved Pete. On top of that, she just turned 42, and we know that she is looking for witchcraft right now to turn back the hands of clock. Her whole identity is being the prettiest, the hottest, the this, the that. And the sad thing is, Like, girl, when you were in your 20s, you were very beautiful. She still is beautiful. You were very this, but you were never the prettiest. You were never the hottest. You just thought you were. There's always in life somebody prettier, hotter, richer, smarter, whatever you value. There's always someone that might be more or less, but that doesn't make you more or less. You're still you. Kim doesn't believe that. Kris is like, yo, I had 6 kids. I was a stay-at-home mom. I'm super proud of you guys. And then this is where she reminds me of Kourtney. She was like, and we're so blessed to be in a position where we can live close to each other in the same neighborhood. A lot of people don't have that. This is true. And she said, we are so blessed. And but then she said some real stuff. She's like, but in a weird way, I feel like it's also a curse. Kris is saying that, you know what, hold on, let me go a little bit more. Hold on one second, because I'm watching this real time. Let me see how this scene ends. Hold on, guys. Okay, side note, Kris was not having any lucid, no lucid dream. She wasn't coming out of a fever dream. She literally turns around and says she feels bad because they get blamed for everything. And Kim's like, that's right, because Khloe gets blamed for Tristan cheating. Who blamed Khloe for Tristan cheating? Everybody held Khloe up. People blame Khloe for being a doormat. People blame Khloe for Khloe chasing after the women that Tristan cheated with. People blame Khloe for glorifying a deadbeat dad. But as far as Tristan cheating, everybody knows that Tristan is trash. We want Khloe to realize this. Khloe turned around and was like, you mofos, you stay out of our business. This is my man, and I'm going to stick beside him. And we said, all right, baby, then stick beside him. But let's continue. Then Kim has the nerve to be like, I see where my mom's coming from. All of this is happening because it's our lessons in life. All of this is happening because these are the lessons we need to learn on this planet. Girl, these lessons are happening because you guys are human. And the one thing that nobody in a capitalistic society wants to admit, money does not insulate you from the human experience. There will be heartaches. There will be immeasurable happiness. There will be things that crush your soul, and there will be things that lift you up to the divine arches of heaven. There will be people that when they kiss your lips make your heart race, and there will be people, no matter what you adorn yourself with, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter what you offer, they don't want you. That is being human, and money does not insulate it from you. But I find it odd that they are trying to say they've been dehumanized when they've built their whole empire on dehumanizing themselves. And now that they realize that the money doesn't bring them happiness, doesn't bring them any closer, they now want to turn around at the people that built them up and say people are picking on us. Y'all, the delusion. Then they go into telling this story about what happened to Kim in Paris. And what did happen to Kim? I'm beginning to think it was just more than her being tied up into the bathtub, because the look of rage, but also fear on Kim's face when she talks about it, and Kris Jenner, the way that she goes into tears, did something else happen? Well, I wouldn't be surprised. And you know what? We're going to move on because this is actually really, really dark. But the way she's like, they're like, I remember you were tied up and thrown in a bathtub and you were like, thank God this happened to me and not my sisters, because they wouldn't have been able to handle it. They would have broken. First of all, why are you thinking about it couldn't have happened to your sisters? You were the only one holding that rock. What are you talking about? And also, did something else happen besides being tied up and thrown in a bathtub? I know that is traumatic, but lots of people have been victims of home invasion and it hasn't stuck this hard. Maybe something really dark and just sinister did happen to Kim, but she didn't want that out in the public because of her pride or whatever else. You know what? Whatever happened in Paris, I hope Kim can move forward. But it's weird in this point, the way her eyes gleam in hate when she's like, yeah, my sisters couldn't have handled it. Why are you even thinking about your sisters, Anyway, the scene just gets really dark, and then Kim starts with her delusion. They start to humanize themselves. Kim starts with her delusion, and the thing is, Kris goes again, no one on this earth could have went through what you went through. Girl, there are people that have been violated physically, mentally, have kids, stop it. Stop it. What you went through was hard. I'm never going to take that away. But can we stop acting like there are not people in this moment going through stuff that is 50 times deeper and they don't have hair and glam? Again, I'm not comparing, but Kim then goes on. And the one thing I'm proud of is like the Kardashians, we don't stoop to their level. And I'm like, the Kardashians, the most vindictive media team in the world. The Kardashians don't. Okay, yeah, sure thing. Let's move on to a different scene, shall we? Because Kim and Kris are on one. And while I get that their pain is real, that's the human experience. Let's move on. Anyway, we go over to Khloe. She's getting ready for Kim's birthday dinner. It's candlelight, this and that. Khloe is like in the camera, not ironically. Oh my God, she's gonna love this. I love it. She's talking to the party planner she paid. I love it. Great. Then she goes like, I'm posting this for Kim's birthday dinner because I didn't know I was hosting it till Tuesday and today's Friday. And this is what I mean about you guys have been rich for too long. No offense. And what you did for your sister was fantastic. But just say, you hired a party planner, the one you guys use for all your events, and she threw together something last minute and it was beautiful and you paid for it. You did not do anything. Ugh, let's move on. And why do I say that? Because Kris Jenner just jumped on the scene. It's like, you know what? Khloe put so much energy and passion into making this great for Kim. I get it, you paid this, but there's something weird to hear rich people, and I know like a lot of people with money do this, and like honestly, we've been all like guilty of this from time to time. But honestly, like the way that you completely erase the efforts of the people that do work. But that's like what people do. It's just the Kardashians, that's weird to see it on TV. It's like somebody's like, hey, welcome to my house, and they do the architecture tour, but they still say who the designer was and who the architect was. The Kardashians are weird because they will really act like they built and decorated and furnished the house themselves and then talk about all the sacrifice and energy and love. You guys, it just gets weird. Anyway, we cut to the birthday dinner. Kim is just looking so glum. Of course, Pete dumped her. She's texting him probably under the table. He's not answering, most likely, right? She knows about that trip to Usher thing, but she is just like, listen, I get it. She's in a breakup. She is not in the mood. Khloe is instigated, talking about every time my mom praised Kim, I would look at Courtney, because Kris had the nerve to raise her glass and be like, you're the leader of the family now. Girl, you cannot declare somebody leader of the family. Courtney just like smiled, like whatever. Everybody else was just like, huh? And then Khloe is like, they're not going to argue, but I kept looking like, is Khloe okay? So Khloe is enjoying Courtney being ostracized, and she's enjoying seeing Kim and Courtney argue. And it's weird at this point, but you know, that's Khloe for you. Let's move on to something more lighthearted. Anyway, the next day we're at Kim's house. They had full glam. They had everything ready for her. I'm saying it like this because Kim looks joyless. None of this. I guess when your whole life is glam and going to events, somebody doing this for you, it's just like, oh, sure, whatever. Kim says she already knows that they're going there. They get on the plane. Kim's in her best Aaliyah core, right? Which is a cute outfit. It's a cute outfit. You know, the iconic, like the Dolce and Gabbana choker, the diamond encrusted bra, and like the low cut pants. I think it's the low cut pants, right? In any case, all that stuff happened, and then they get on the plane, and the plane starts shaking, right, with turbulence, and Kim's like looking nervous, and oddly enough, Kim's dressed as Aaliyah, and we know what happened to Aaliyah. And if that was me, I would have been like, because it's a private plane, it's her plane, that would have been like, take the plane down now. I'm not playing this. I could listen. The only reason in commercial flights I let that go through is because I have no choice. Like, I'm not in control. I'm just a passenger. This is my plane. Put the damn plane down right now. And Kris Jenner is like, she used to be a flight attendant. She's like, it's okay, right? Yeah. Anyway, that plane got turned around with a quickness, but I think it got turned around because Vegas said that the storm was so bad that they couldn't land. Then they stop at In-N-Out of probably for some promotion, right? Kim's like, I'm not walking in there. My chest is hanging out. And blah, 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 blah. Everybody is like looking like they are being marched to the catacombs because I guess they think In-N-Out Burger is below them. Like, it's so weird, right? They're like, the commoners, right? Just sticking together. And they get there. Then Khloe, and this is about the Kardashians, stop the cap. Khloe's like, my mom just gave me $100 for fast food. I don't think she realizes how much fast food, that's my mom. Khloe, you can do this to all your new rich friends. We know you guys broke war. Chris wrote a book where sometimes she didn't even have money to buy tomatoes out of the market. That's how poor they were. Girl, you know how much an In-N-Out Burger is. Chris knows how much McDonald's is. Chris knows how much Burger King's is. And on top of that, the prices are right there. But the fact that like at one time they're trying to create a narrative for their rich friends to believe, but also a narrative for working common class. Girl, you got to pick a side. Pick a side. Anyway, so the episode ends with Chris being like, my grandmother, no, Kim's grandmother, my mother-in-law, once said, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. And I looked around the bus and I was like, a bunch of single mom pick-me's? Okay, fine. Listen, in all honesty, Chris is crying saying, I'm like a little sad at the negativity our family has gotten. What? Again, it's a little confusing to me. Maybe next episode, let's be honest, this episode was kind of like a filler episode in a way. Next week, they're going to go in on Kanye because between, Courtney and Kanye, those are the only storylines that they have. But anyway, y'all, what did you think about this episode? Again, it was a filler episode, but I really feel like next week's episode is going to be the episode. What do you think in the comments? I'm actually really getting tired of their whole, like, I'm not saying people that are wealthy don't have problems, don't have that. But Kim, you're being sued by your gardeners who were immigrant labor for not even paying them for their work they did. You stole someone's name in Brooklyn, then had your lawyer go out and disparage her and disparage what she built. Your family is literally, Chris included, the people that go out and do the false narratives all the time. At the end of the day, you guys are just mad because you found people that the narratives didn't work against. You guys finally went up against somebody just as powerful with a bigger, real fan base. Oddly enough, this is the same guy that actually made you. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you guys next week. Don't despair. I know this was a bit of a filler episode, but next week is definitely going to get better. Talk to y'all later. Bye.